Much for joining me. I really appreciate your valuable time. I could not go past your profile and your presence on LinkedIn. Purely reading off your profile, you are a LinkedIn coach. Yes, another one. But I would love to hear your thoughts in terms of how you should be amplifying your brand and, of course, lead generation.
Yeah, so one of the things that I do with my brand is have a headline that makes me stand out from the crowd. That's a really key way of doing that on LinkedIn. Your headline is so visible. Every single place that you leave a comment at all, whether you're replying to somebody else's comment on your own post, whether you're replying to a stranger, they're seeing what you actually do for people in your headline. And if that creates curiosity and takes them to your profile, you've got a captive audience there and they're curious about you. So having a headline for me is one of my ways I attract people to my profile. There are over 50,000 LinkedIn coaches on LinkedIn. So trying to stand out from the crowd on there. However, I don't really look like or sound like the majority of LinkedIn coaches. So that does give me an edge. That's probably one of the other key ways that I would recommend is don't hide your weirdness and your individuality, because every single one of us is unique in our own ways. And we might think we're very uninteresting in the ways that we're unique, that nobody else is going to be like that, or it's just dull. There's always going to be people that will relate to who you are, if you let them know a bit about who you are. And I've always felt like a bit of an outcast. I've never really fit in. Obviously, I stand out from the crowd anyway. But it's I hid it on LinkedIn at first. I thought no one's going to accept me because I don't look corporate. And when I kind of just became comfortable with the fact that I'm not corporate and decided that I wasn't going to let it stop me, that's when people started to really relate to me, because I was being honest. And the word authentic is thrown around a lot. I try not to say be authentic. Authenticity isn't something you can be. It's just something that you are when you stop trying to be anything else. And that's a really key part of it, is allowing people to know who you really are, because there's a lot of competition. Whatever it is you do, there are going to be lots of other people that do it on LinkedIn. So the only way you can really stand out is by being yourself. So the people who relate to who you are will want to work with you over other people because they feel connected to you by something. So bringing in other aspects of who you are, not just what you do for money, is a crucial way of creating that.
Fantastic. I absolutely love it, because, whether it's, and coming from my perspective, a job seeker, trying to help the job seeker community, or for you, if you're maybe doing some B2B branding or just helping people in general, get notice on that space. I think it's about consistency. It doesn't just happen overnight. You could you could always be wearing black glasses or a black t-shirt or have tattoos or whatever your uniqueness is. And it just needs to be consistently shown, so that then that's how you're recognized on the digital space, and don't expect it to happen just overnight.
No, compounded consistency is crucial. It's crucial because it builds trust. When people get familiar, I use the analogy when I'm with my clients is, you walk into a bar and you see somebody that you don't know, and you might nod and smile across the bar at them. But the next time that you go in, you might see them again and recognize them. And maybe you sort of actually smile and say, hi, how are you? And then the next time when you see them, you start a conversation. And by the time you've seen them 5 or 6 times, you're probably swapping numbers and arranging to meet up. And you build that familiarity and that comfort of seeing somebody. And then you get to know each other, and then the relationship starts to build. But if you're not showing up regularly, they forget that they've seen you. So the more memorable you can be, and that's crucial. It could just be that you're wearing a bright lipstick in your profile photo, or you have a pop of a bright colored t-shirt or a hat, or something that makes you instantly recognizable. I've got a rainbow in my name on LinkedIn and a bright pink picture. And people see that and they recognize it each time. And so when they see it again, they stop, because they associate it with something positive that they got from me the last time they saw me. And creating that familiarity is absolutely crucial with trust. And you're showing in people's news feeds on LinkedIn specifically, even when you're not posting content, even just by commenting, some of your network are seeing Trisha commented on this, Trisha commented on this, and your picture's still showing up. So you can build that familiarity just by being active every day and showing up, even if you're not posting content. Just engaging with other people will still help to build that.
Yep. I agree. And in fact, I preach the same message. And it's great to hear some synergies, considering that we've never even, aligned on this conversation prior. I would love your thoughts. Do you think it's important to be focused and strategic in terms of who you're trying to connect with or build not a rapport, but maybe a presence around on the digital space, or you just sort of click accept and around anyone?
I try to use 4 different categories, and if people meet any of the 4 categories, they're welcome in my network, because you're limited to 30,000 connections on LinkedIn, so that's a really big number for most people, and you're not going to reach it, but you are going to clutter your newsfeed with things that really aren't relevant or interesting to you if you accept everybody. So I try to work on, are they my ideal clients? So am I likely to be able to do business with them? Are they likely to be connected with my ideal clients? Because of the organic reach, if I engage on their posts, maybe their network will see it and they're relevant to me. So that potentially ups my odds. Are they really active on LinkedIn? If they're commenting lots and engaging lots on other people's content and on your content, then they're a valuable add to your network, because they're helping to boost your visibility. And do they make my presence on LinkedIn better? So do they post things that are interesting to me? Do they make me want to comment? Do I learn things from them? Do they make me smile? Because if they draw you back to the platform because you're enjoying it, you'll bring in a really positive energy and you're more likely to comment, and who knows who's going to see you. So if they meet any of those 4 categories, they're welcome in my network for sure. And I'm nearing my limit now, so I'm starting to be a bit more selective, but generally speaking, those 4 categories work.
Absolutely. And I think, again, I'm sorry, coming from the job seeker's perspective, sorry, my dear, I know that's not your niche, but
it's okay.
It's really relevant. It's so relevant to what I'm saying, because to what I'm preaching from my side, because at the end of the day, it's not like Facebook or Instagram where you're just maybe scrolling for social leisure. A lot of people are using the platform for professional or commercial perspective. So then that's where the change in mindset has to come. Considering that, over the time, you're right, you've got the 30,000, which sounds like a lot, it does, but after 5-6 years, and as you grow the corporate ladder, if that's one of your aims, you need to be focused on making sure that those stakeholders are the right ones on that page. So I love that. I'm trying not to make it just a question and answer. I really try and evolve in the conversation.
No, you're spot on. You're spot. I mean, I don't work with job seekers specifically. I have done sessions with job seekers, but I think if you walk into a job interview and the person that's interviewing, as long as there's a positive previous engagement, you've got an edge over everybody else, because they already know your name and they're already familiar with you and have an idea of who you are. Maybe they know a bit about you, and that's what you can do as a job seeker if you're engaging with the right people at the right companies, and you're trying to build awareness because you want to get an interview at that, and you're building those relationships. If you've got a friend who works at Microsoft and you want to get an interview to work at LinkedIn, and they can contact you introduce you to the right person, brilliant. But you can manufacture those relationships on LinkedIn by supporting the right posts from the right people, and just being a bit more tactical, and always making sure that they're positive and intelligent interactions. I think that's really, because you want those people to associate your name with positive things. So especially when you're job seeking, because this is a mistake I see really frequently, is people with open to work banners getting aggressive or argumentative on the platform, and that history is all visible to potential employers. You're building a very bad reputation. So always making sure that they're positive and intelligent.
No, you're right. And I think because, with all of this vaccine and COVID and, all of these political things that are happening, a couple of consistent posts around something that maybe not be in line with someone else's point of view, it can do damage, because don't forget, it stays on the platform for a while, especially if it's shared. Or it's a good point. I would love your thoughts. And do you pay much attention to any of the back end settings as someone who is sort of mastering LinkedIn?
What do you mean by back-end settings?
Just like the settings on LinkedIn, or you just keep it as the stock standard settings and then off you go, or are you changing anything like privacy or, way people is visible, for example?
Yeah, I personally browse on private, but only because while I'm coaching, I'm viewing so many different profiles that I end up with loads of messages from people saying, why did you view my profile? So I recommend viewing on public because it's good. People want to know that you're browsing their profile and it seems more open and honest. I also bookmark the post feeds of certain people that I like to revisit quite regularly. And also there's a setting on your profile for people also viewed and people you may know. If you have a look on your profile on desktop, on the right hand side of your profile, you'll see people also viewed. Unless you've turned it off, it's a really good place to find other people similar to the people you're looking at. So if you are looking for a hiring manager in one company, you're likely to see hiring managers from other companies that are similar down the side, or other people within that company down the side of that person's profile. And it's a really good place to find other suggestions, almost like the Instagram people suggested for you section on Instagram. It's similar to that, and it can be a really useful place to find other people to engage with. So I turn that off on mine because I get like politicians and women who aren't in the corporate world, let's just say, down the side of my profile, and it kind of puts people in the wrong mindsets. I had Boris Johnson and a load of ladies in lingerie, and I'm fully supportive of ladies who want to do any job that they choose to do consensually, but I don't really want men on my profile seeing that next to my name because it puts them in the wrong mindset when it comes to messaging me. Plus Boris Johnson.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I unfortunately I actually have to scoot off. I can hear my little one screaming in the background.
No
so
worries.
I might wrap it up. I know it's been a short call, but I
That's
really
okay. As long as you've got some content
that you have given. And I'm sure that we can get yeah. So, in closing, I would love to hear a couple of tips and tricks. What would be maybe, some of your top advice or anything that you give in your classes?
One of my best bit of advice for most people when they're starting is to find new people to connect with. You want to find active people. So looking for watering holes where your ideal clients are hanging out. Where are they getting their information, their industry news? What influencers would they be following? Who are they? What software are they using? What magazines would they be looking at? Where are they getting their industry insights? Those kinds of places are great places to get seen if you've got a good headline. And also hashtag feeds, looking up hashtags specific to your ideal clients and engaging with content on those feeds is really helpful to start growing your network with active, relevant people that are worthwhile engaging with. So try those two things.
I love it. You have been fantastic. 20 minutes, but 20 minutes of valuable information that that both of our audience, I have no doubt will love. So thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
And let's keep connected.
Definitely. Lovely to speak to you. I'll send you the recording over.
Sounds great. Alrighty, my dear. Thank you so much. Bye.